live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, people, come on in. 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 This live, uncut, unedited. All right, let me cut this off. Scan off. Turn it down, rather. Live, uncut, unedited, people. You already know what it is. This is the Crime Chase. I'm live, uncut, unedited. Wait till a few more people come on in. I came on early today. So I'm gonna be so late today. What's up, Chad? I see you live, uncut. Chad from Facebook. JD, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. I tell you. Miss Smith, I see you. Good job. Thank you so much. We finna work on this thing. We got to work on it, people. We definitely got to work on it. I tell you. Thank you, Queen. Thank you so much. This is live, uncut, unedited. And we're going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to parallel it with some grieving parents, preferably fathers I'm looking for. Sounds good today? Wonderful. LA, Los Angeles in the house. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Miss Pendleton, I see you. Good evening. Good evening. All right. Hey, Martin. McDonald, what's going on? I see you. I see you. Judy, what's going on? What's going on? We're going to talk a little bit about today. And if you're in from another state, I need you to check in Kenosha, Wisconsin in the house. So if you are in another state visiting us here in Chicago, Illinois, just check in. That's all. Mississippi in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Mississippi in the house. Hello, everybody. That's right. That's right. Mrs. in Michigan watching. Detroit in the house. That's what Texas is in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Indiana in the house. Maryland in the house. Kenosha again is in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Texas in the house. That's what we're talking about. Maryland, tell you, Kenosha. I tell you, this is live, uncut. I'm telling you, say, hey, Martin G from the suburbs. That's okay. Kansas City is in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Cynthia, what's going on? Doing great work, y'all. Cynthia Manuel, I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. I tell you, I love in the house. That's right. Indianapolis in the house. Indiana, I see you, Indiana. Maryland in the house. That's what I'm talking about, people. California is in the house. They checking in this place. I'm telling you. They checking in with the Crime Chaser live, uncut, unedited. Live, uncut, unedited. South Shore in the house. But I got a treat for y'all.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits. You name it.
Hey, Minneapolis in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, I'm sorry, in the house. Inglewood, y'all know Inglewood put me on the map. Martin G. Johnson, Joliet, Illinois is in the house. That's what I'm talking about. In the house. My goodness. That's right, y'all. I had to do a little sample for y'all. Make it, but we're going to oh, what's going on with my SD card here? All right. All right. Still okay. All right. Let me make sure. All right. Fulton, Walton Beach, Florida in the house. That's what I'm talking about. It. Woodline for life, bro. You know it. You know it. You know it.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits. You name it. Look.
West side in the house.
Greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rabbits. You name it.
It's about that time of the year, people. It's that turkey season, as y'all say. That turkey season. I tell you, you got that free turkey. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Give it to somebody that needs it. You know, if I do get one, I always give them away. I always give them away. East side in the house. What's up, Monica Poole? I see you. I see you. All right. Ja, was it Jaquetta? South side in the house. That's what I'm talking about. My Thanksgiving food. That's right. We need Dr. Sanders. I alerted that we was here. Thanksgiving food. So this is the Thanksgiving season. 40 years. What's up, Lakeisha? That's right. 40 years plus friendship. My big bro. I'll tell you that. Hey, she never lied. East side, 71st in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Inglewood in the house. You know Inglewood in the house. I tell you, people, this is live, uncut, unedited. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know what we do.
Tell the truth
and what we do.
and shame the devil.
That's what we do here. That's right. GA was it Athens? GA. Is that Georgia in the house? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. Chirac in the house. South side in the house. South side in the house. People. Minneapolis in the house. You know, I lived in Minneapolis for like about 9 months. I stayed on the north side of Minneapolis. Thanksgiving. It is Thanksgiving. Want to wish all my followers and friends happy Thanksgiving or appreciate it. Is that South Carolina, Lexington in the house? That's what I'm talking about. Xavier, I see you. I see you. Jamanda, I see you. Jones, the Bay Area in the house. Man, we checking in all over, man. What about Chicago, folks? Y'all getting ate up, Chicago. I'm telling you, man, y'all getting ate up. Somebody said, hello, Martin. Now, let me put that up there. I want to read that. They said, hello, Martin, Crime Chase. Hello, Crime Chaser. You should check out the North Carolina Beat for more information. I checked them out. Stacy Dukes, you know my name, don't you? Hey, handsome, that's my name. Goose Island here. That's what I'm talking about, Stephen. That's right. But I'm familiar with Goose Island. I'm telling you. Chicago. Happy Thanksgiving and be safe from y'all. All right. Oh, Peggy said it's time for some of these chitlins. I call it slave food, but chitlins ain't nothing like chitlins if they cook right, I guess. Hey, Thanksgiving. I
got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken.
Robin, I am sexy. Look, y'all.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat.
Y'all, boy, I'm telling y'all showing out tonight. Y'all showing out tonight. But I love it. I love it. I miss it.
Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
That's what we got to do, Missy. That's what we got to do. Vegas in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Man, somebody said, no, them chillin' stink. They do stink, though. Oh, my goodness. All right, people. I think we got 111 people on this live. And I believe that's enough to get started. You know, we can just navigate through some things. Iowa in the house. Patricia, I see you. I see you, Tabitha. I see you. I appreciate every last one of you. This is live, uncut, unedited. You know, we don't have no script in front of us or nothing like that. We just go with the flow. All I'm asking my callers, when you do call in, please turn your Facebook off or turn it all the way down and turn your speakerphone off. Because a lot of times when you speak with your speakerphone, it sends an echo and it's very annoying on this end of mine. Really. Rosalind, the Wild Hunters in the house. So that's all I ask you. So if you're going to call in today, make sure your background is turned down because you can't listen to me and Facebook at the same time because there's a delay, people. It's a slight delay and it's going to echo. Okay. Oregon in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Wisconsin watching. That's what I'm talking about, Deborah. So we're going to get ready to get started. Chicago in the house. You know Chicago's home. I tell you. I appreciate you. And again, y'all, before we get started.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits. You name it. Look. I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rice, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes.
I'm having fun today, people. Having fun. Appreciate you. Wisconsin in the house. Tennessee. That's what I'm talking about. Tennessee checking in. I tell you, somebody said I hate children's. I don't blame you. Hello, Martin from Norfolk, Virginia. That's what I'm talking about. What's that, Elliot? I know that brother for a long time. Love your work, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. It's a brother, man, a Christian brother, saved. Thank you, brother. Thank you. All right, people, we're going to get started. Let me just start getting this video rolling, and I want if there's any fathers on here that ever lost a child, no matter if it's a female or male, you should be able to relate to this young man that I'm about to show you. This is Shanquella father, and he's so hurt and broken down. Now, of course, a lot of you guys have seen this. St. Louis in the house. I see you, St. Louis. I see you. And we just want to replay it. We just updating some things. Everybody have not been keeping up with this. So some of this stuff is going to be fairly not new to some of you, but new to others. So just bear with us. All right, because you never know who will call in. A family member might call in. You just don't know. And you just witnessing how many people from different states watch this live broadcast. All right. All right. Just live, uncut, unedited. All right. All right, let's get started. Let me go to this video and get it started. Let me get it started.
Attacked her, man. I mean, it seemed like from my daughter was asleep, man, for all of them to be in that room and then, they come in there like, I don't know, she woke up or whatever, the way it seemed like they attacked her, man. And she naked, man. For a father to see that video, man, because my daughter's not a fighter, man. She's not a fighter, not at all. For them to do what they did, man, it just seemed like it was a plot because they couldn't have did that over here, man. They couldn't have did that over here, where her friends, all her friends are. It wouldn't have went down like that, man. They don't realize, what they done, man. They just robbed, they just put a hole in my heart, man. That was my only child. I'm just heartbroken, man. I can't even be a granddaddy. Can't even walk down the aisle, man. Can't even hear a voice. Can't even hear say daddy. Mom, can't even hear say daddy. Can't even hear say grandma. Y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know what this done to me. Just don't know, man. You just don't know. Just don't know. Just don't know. I thought she'll be burying me. Not me burying her.
What do you hope happens in this situation when it comes to getting justice for your girl?
They get charged for it, man. And they go back over there and do the time. Because that's what they did the crime at. And they left her there, man. They left her in that house, man. They left her there for the maids to find her. Don't you know how much of pain my daughter suffered for the injuries, that she took? She was smaller frame, man. For them to sit there and try to get her no help or nothing. I just want justice, man. I'm just angry, hurt, sad, all in one, man. All in one. And I've been dealing with this from day one when I got the phone call saying that she had passed, man.
When you say you want them to, of course you want them to be arrested and to serve, but life sentence, is that what you think that they should face?
Yes. They took a life, man. They took a life.
All right, people. That's terrible. Y'all heard it for yourself. Any father, my goodness, any father can identify with him. Any grieving father can identify with him to lose a loved one. And I'm going to tell you, I've never lost a child. to no type of violence and things like that. And it's I can almost imagine what he's feeling, but I've never walked that walk. So I would never really know the deep hurt and the pain that he's feeling inside. He said that that was his only child. Also, he said that he won't even have no grandchildren. He said, I won't be able to walk her down the aisle. See, when we kill each other, especially without a cause, this is the hurt. It's like a ripple effect. This is what it does, people. This is really emotional, people. This is emotional. It's sad. It's sad. Women, as you see, as a man, we have emotions. We cry. We hurt. We all of that. So we feel pain. A lot of us, when we was brought up, we was taught to man up. You're a man. Don't cry. Brush yourself off. But we have emotions. And we get upset. We cry. We fight. We argue. All those things. Arkansas is in the house. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And this is terrible, people. This is so terrible. This upsets me. And if I can get one father to call in, a grieving father that can relate to this pain that we just showed you, can relate to the pain. Also, the grieving father said he shouldn't have had to bury his daughter. She should be burying him. And I believe I listened to this more than 5 or 6 times, just kept listening to it. And like, this is so sad. This is so sad, people. For those of us that got daughters, and we pour into our daughters everything that we know, and we wish and hope the best for them. And I always say, parents, listen to me. You can raise your son or your daughter, your child, for 18 years, and you can pour into them everything that you know. All it takes is a demon to come along and one day destroy everything that you instilled into your child, your son, and your daughter. It's all it takes. It's all it takes. This is real, people. My number is 872-297-6389. Again, you see the number right above my head, 872-297-6389. Also, you see it on the screen. This is terrible, people. This is definitely terrible. I want to give a shout out to my YouTube people. Make sure those of you that subscribe to my YouTube, thank you. And the reason why you should subscribe to my YouTube is because if Facebook ever knocked me off, I can go right on YouTube and it'll be right there. So I'm streaming on both platforms at the same time. So people, somebody come and talk to me. Talk to me. I don't need no long drawn conversation. Just get to the point. Tell me how you feel. This is terrible. Well, while we're waiting, I got another video that I want to bring in as well. I want to bring in another one. And this one is very short. And we want to look at this one too as well. And I'm going to play it right now. I'm going to play this video right now. This is a video I'm going to play. And this is another video that they have out there. And let me scroll it back. All right, here we go.
First day, buddy.
Listen.
Buddy, 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 buddy. She too full. We got our first day, buddy. Buddy, 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 buddy. She too full. We got our first day, buddy. Buddy, 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 buddy. She too full. We got our first day, buddy. Buddy, 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 buddy.
So, in that case, let me just say this. That could have been, at that point, she probably wasn't dead at that point, probably laying down sleep or something. I'm just assuming I wasn't there. And you know how young folks joke, but maybe it wasn't a joke. And you heard her say, we got our first dead body. So that was real. Okay. All right. That was definitely a jealousy and envy. And they all need life sentences because they were all involved in it. They enjoyed it. I'm tired of people liking this. And the time need to be served in Mexico. It looks like they plotted against her. If somebody said the name of my YouTube is Martin G. Johnson. That's my YouTube. You can go to Martin G. Johnson and subscribe to me. Just like it is on Facebook, Martin G. Johnson. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. I might get mad at you and block you on Facebook. At least you still can watch me on YouTube. All right. Yeah, that is sick. Val said that was not a joke. Yeah. All right. It's live, uncut, unedited, people. All right. Somebody says that Renee said that that's a saying for the first person who falls asleep while drinking. Okay. Right. And you know, young folks have fun. Y'all know they joke and they play pranks on each other and things like that. So I'm assuming that's probably what it was, but I could be wrong. I've been known to be wrong sometimes. So hey, it is what it is. I wasn't there. I tell you. What's going on, people? What's going on? We can look at a few more videos as well. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'll bring y'all a few more videos. I'm sorry, people. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's crazy. People, we have to do what we have to do. Stay alive, stay away from these demons. I'm going to pull up another video for y'all. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think I like this. All right. Hold on, people. I got us something. I'll bring another video in and we can listen to it real quick while you guys prepare to come on in. All right. Hold it. All right. All right. There it is. Share. All right. I'm going to start it.
So many people have been writing the show desperate for any update on the death of Shanquella Robinson. Her family is desperate too. By now, the videos perhaps popped up in your timeline on social media. It's just so damaging just to see it. Imagine what she went through. There is a significant update. The FBI is now on the case with the field office out of Charlotte investigating her death. And let's remind you, this young woman's family also working to find answers, piece together her final moments, what happened to her as well. Here's what we know. Let's show you that because her family is speaking out as well today. As we said, the FBI office in Charlotte has opened the investigation. The 25-year-old Robinson, 6 of her friends arrived in Cabo San Lucas. That was on October 28th. Less than 24 hours later, she was dead. NBC News is reporting that Mexican authorities have released very little information, but police in Cabo San Lucas, they have also.
Just add. That's the ad, people. Well, I'm gonna leave it right there. But It's real, people. This is real. This is definitely real. It's a lot going on, people. So I'm still taking calls, 872-297-6389, people. Don't be afraid. That's right. Somebody said that Curtis said everyone ain't your friend, and the same ones under you be the ones that will plot on you. And I had to learn that. Well written. All right. Miss Wright says they knew exactly what they were going to do to her. That's why they all were all recording the attack. Watching in Memphis. I see you in Memphis. Paula, what's going on? Arkansas in the house too. Yeah, this is live, uncut, unedited, people. This thing is real. It's so real. It is so real. So real, people. Man, this is horrible. Somebody said that Linda said this is horrible. This young lady has lost her life. People have answers, and no one is coming forward. Where any one of them, her friends, or just social media associates? Ooh, that's a good one. My goodness. No, I don't think none of her friends came forward at this time. And that's what I'm talking about. Somebody said, the older I get, I keep my circle. It said, the older I get, I keep my circle small. All right. All right. People, Paula said, people think that the FBI cannot bring them back. Mexico has elected not to pursue the case, so the FBI is. She will get justice. Know that. Okay. Val said it's another video out about the girls she supposedly set up. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. I need a caller. I need a caller. This is live, uncut, unedited. Come on in, people. Y'all stand stagnant. Let's go. Let's get it on. Need somebody to call in. I'm like, oh, hold on. Make sure my phone is right because I did forward my number. Okay, hold on, people. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. All right, make sure I got my call forwarding off. Yeah, I did. Oh my God, I'm sorry. It's off. I'm sorry. Y'all can call in now. I hit the wrong number calling in. I'm so sorry. This is why I cut off a lot of people. Wow. Yep. My line's open, 872. There we go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. I am so sorry. I had to go into I forward my number to somewhere else. I'm sorry. Go ahead, caller. Where you calling? All right, where you calling from, caller?
Oh, from Chicago.
Okay. Now do me a favor. I don't know if you have Facebook on, turn it all the way off or turn it down. And if you have me on speakerphone, you turn the speakerphone off. Do me so we, oh, I can hear you. I can hear you. I just didn't want no echo. Is it echo on your end?
Nope, no echo over here.
All right, come on, talk to me. You're a father. I want to hear from fathers.
Well, listen, I'm just calling to say thank you for what you do. This is your African buddy.
Oh, all right.
Good work with money, man.
All right.
Yeah. You're doing a great job, man. Keep it up.
Thank you, my brother. One love, one love, one love.
Happy holidays to you.
All right. You done? All right. One love. Yes. Paula says she just sent me something. Hey, Martin, let's let the family members of friends that's holding these people know that they can go to jail just as well as please help them out and turn them in and yourself because you can go to jail too. Martin, please let's put that out there and turn them in. All right. Thank you, Annie. Yeah. Live uncut. Okay, this is terrible. Paula said she just sent me something else. Okay, Bart, I just sent you something. Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right, I like this one too. All right, Johnson, is that my Quandria? It's a spiritual warfare out here. Learn who you are and your purpose. The enemy works through people to destroy you. Poor baby didn't know she was that special to God. My goodness. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Yeah, this is definitely heartbreaking. That's right. Well, one thing I can say about Facebook, you guys have stepped up. You guys have stepped up. And what this comment says. I really believe Malik was her only supposedly friend, and all those other people were his friends, not hers. They, for some reason, had animosity toward, and I don't think they meant to kill her. Things got out of hand. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. I definitely believe that. I believe that. I definitely believe that. I definitely believe that. Okay, got me another caller. All right, caller, where you calling from? Hold on, caller. Hold on. Where you calling from, caller?
Maryland.
Maryland. Okay, do me a favor before we start talking. Make sure your Facebook is turned off or turned all the way down, and do not have me on speakerphone, so it won't be no echo. We're just trying to get the audio perfect.
Okay, is this okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. As long as I don't hear no echo, you okay? Come on with it.
Okay. I have not had the experience of a child being killed. However, I've had the experience of my 20-year-old daughter being shot. Doing DoorDash. Got a call in the middle of the night from her actually. Mom been shot. I've been shot. You know, I'm just waking up out of my sleep. It was unbelievable, should I say. So this was during COVID. I rushed up to the hospital. Of course, they kind of hesitated to let me in to see her. Fortunately, she did make it through that. I wanted to say that the trauma behind it is devastating.
Yes.
And I know the victim, the family is going through a whole lot. So I wanted to say, even though that I have not experienced the death, even when I call my daughter, she doesn't answer in a timely manner. If I text her, I'm worried that somebody has killed her. And so this is something that a lot of people go through on a daily basis. I just wanted to share my story because I know, you're looking for callers, but it's affecting a lot of people in a lot of different ways.
Yes. Okay, well, thank you, sister.
I did want to ask a question because I'm not up to date on this. Well, I'm up to date on the story, but I see the comments saying turn them in. So are there warrants out for the people involved?
Well, actually, I don't know. I see the comments that turn them in, but I know that the FBI is involved. So now, whether they're trying to grab somebody and arrest them, I can't tell you that. I'm not sure, but I know they're involved. That I do.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you for calling in. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, people. Live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. What we got here? Jimmy Dean say, right, brother, her family keep mentioning him. They did not refer to other people as much as they do more so upset with Malik that he had her in a situation the family and her boyfriend trusted him. Paula says that she said the video I sent you sheds more light on the case. They were friends for years. They all went to college together. We know that. And it would open up more conversation. she had a business and was very successful. We're aware of that. We're definitely aware of that, Paula. We very aware of that. It's live, uncut, unedited, people. 872-297-6389. Again, people, if you're not my friend on YouTube, please subscribe to my page, Martin G. Johnson, just as it is on Facebook. Do that for me. Just do that for me. Martin G. Johnson. Make sure you subscribe to my Facebook page. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Live, uncut, unedited. Y'all know what time it is. All right, let's get back to the chat, people. So none of them, Brother Joseph, what you said? He said none of them were her friends. A real friend that is for you would not cover and act like that up for the benefit of others, then turn around and lie to her parents. My goodness, that's a good one. So let me ask you guys a question out there. Those of you, I have not known that the FBI was looking for each one of them. I know they're investigating right now. So I don't know if they're having a warrant out for their arrest or not. So I'm not sure of that. So don't want to lie. All right. Nathan said, does anybody know about any of her relatives of the accused? Maybe they might know some information they don't want to come out to the public, probably. Okay. Now, Val said the police took $17K from her bag in Mexico. They covered her for death, and I will send you the video when I get home. Okay, now, Val, I've heard it was $6K. I heard it was $10K. Now, this is the first time I heard $17K. Okay. Well, send me that information. Because remember, people, we only are the court of public opinion. We wasn't there. Only ones that really knew what happened was the ones in the room and the people that was in that room or that worked for the facility and the medical doctor, an example. They knew what happened. Somebody said she had $10K while entering the border. They didn't return that money. Okay. All right. This is live, uncut, unedited. Where you calling from, caller?
Chicago.
All right. You know to come on your Facebook down, don't you? And get me off line.
I know Facebook.
Okay. You ain't got me on loud mic, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, wonderful. Come on, let's talk. Talk to me.
Yes, I was just calling to comment on this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of us, we were very, very angry, but justice is gonna be served. They just waiting before they pick them up. They want to get a strong case because they don't want to have no leaks. So in the event, they got a great attorney that could say, well, turn this around. They gonna wait till they got concrete evidence to pull them all down. They can't hide from God. They are definitely gonna get what's coming to them. So we just gotta be patient and wait. It's just a waiting game because we don't want them to get them and then they can slip and get out of it. Because we know it's a lot of people out here on the streets that have really committed a crime and now they back out because they had a very great attorney. So we want to make sure that they got all the evidence that they need so they can all get, I don't want to say no curse word, but they can all get what's coming to them. Because they knew that baby, she wasn't even fighting back. It just hurts my feelings. Every time I look at it, I can't sleep at night because I've never lost a child, but I can imagine how her parents are feeling. God gonna get them. They gonna get them.
And we have to say a special prayer for her family because this is their first Thanksgiving without her. Yeah. So that can be devastating. I lived through that before, so that's devastating.
Yeah, It's just I don't even know what to say. I'm just so upset about this situation, and I pray her family strength.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna take next call. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Goodbye.
All right, bye-bye. Hey, caller, this is live, uncut, unedited. Where you calling from?
Chicago.
All right, now do me a favor. Now, I don't know if you're a newbie or not, but I
No,
need you
I got it. I
okay,
got you.
okay. Come on with it. Come on with it.
I just want to say I am in prayer for this family. Looking at that video, that hurt me to my core. But they're going to pay for that. And I don't know what happened, but the little girl was set up. She was set up, and I bet whatever city she came from, that's where it started. From there on into Mexico. That's a shame. I have no feelings. I just feel like these people are going out the world backwards. No, just like the Bible says, no feelings, no love for their fellow man, their neighbors, none of that. That's heartless.
It is definitely heartless, and it is so. It's a sad situation, and it just, I don't know. I feel for the younger generation because they have no fear of nothing. They fear God. They don't fear nothing, just nothing. If they feel like doing it, they just do it. They don't care if it's right or wrong or what they think about. They gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so true. It's just make you afraid of them.
Right.
Afraid to go outside. Afraid for your kids to be outside. I mean, you step on someone's shoe, they shooting and killing you.
But these are our children, though. We shouldn't be afraid of them, but we are. We shouldn't. These are our children. These are the ones that we gave birth to. These are the ones that's run around here with these high, powerful weapons. They on drugs at a younger age and 12 and 13, 14, 15 years old. Come on now. That's just too much.
Exactly. And they talk about the police officers. The police officers, they can only fight so much. You go to a house, the police officer go to someone's home for domestic violence. They got a 9mm, and these other people got Uzis chasing them out.
Yeah.
So how are they getting all these weapons? I'm saying we just keep going out the world backwards. Living in a tough society. Living in our last days for sure.
Let me just say this, sister. They're not being made in the Black community now. Even those that's making ghost guns, they still got to get them out of the community. They got to pay for them, order them off the internet, and wait for them to come in the mail. So these guns are getting in the hands of our youth. Our youth. I mean, 10, 11, 12, and 13, and 14, 15, walk around with extended clip, with a drum. Somebody is playing a game on us.
I tell you who somebody is. Somebody's the same people that put that whatever, all those guns on west side of Chicago. No one know how they got it. Was it in like on the train, just sitting there, and everybody just helping themselves to it? It's a setup. That's what it is.
Yeah,
just like, okay, y'all ain't taking yourselves out quick enough. Let us give you some more ammo. That's what they're doing.
Well, they can do that because you could. Let me just say this: when you're dealing with low self-esteem, when you're dealing with you hate yourself, we so quick. That means when you hate yourself, you can't love your brother if you don't love yourself. You're so quick to bring violence, and you're quick to bring violence. Now, don't get me wrong. They've been murdering since the beginning of time. They're going to still be murdered. Murder is never going to stop happening. Trust me. But it's at an all-time high right now amongst our youth, among the youth.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And it's terrible. And our young people, they don't have a chance, some of them. Those that want to go to school and do the right thing, but they're forced a life of crime or in the street because of peer pressure. No one wants to be bullied. No one.
No, but we gotta have a plan or something to help these youth.
Yes,
because they're lost in translation. It's I don't know.
Yeah, listen. The older folks such as yourself and myself, we have to have a plan in place or something because we're waiting on the police, we're waiting on politicians. It's just not going to happen. Trust me, it's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. It started when they took prayers out of the school. You start introducing God in your life, in your children's lives. That's what happens. That's the result of it.
No, but that's the
Nobody
reason.
prays in school anymore. Everybody's sensitive about a lot of things.
Well,
Like,
I've been taught when you take God out of the government, it becomes a corrupt government. And that's the same way with us. If you want to look at it individually, if you take God out of your life, you become corrupt. That's it, point blank. That's
right,
it.
you're lost.
You're lost. So it is what it is, sister. I'm so sorry about this happening, and it bothers me. And I'm just keep talking about it, but I got to put it out there. We got to put pressure on the authorities to handle this thing, because it ain't like it. It's not like, because what's going to happen if they don't move fast enough is we're going to hear about street justice, and that, trust me, that's the next thing that's going to happen. Somebody might even commit suicide over all this.
But you know what? I don't promote violence, but if that's my daughter, I have to stay on my knees. Lord, take this hate out of my heart, because I know the vengeance is his, not mine. But I would feel like I need to take it in my own hands. I would have to stay on my knees and ask for the whole world to pray for me, for my mind. Because you do my daughter like that? No. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, we was taught not to be violent and all that, but that's how this country got overthrown, through violence and trickery and deceit and deception and all that. So I'm with violence when it's necessary, on the self-defense. Because I'm gonna say this to a lot of people out there, that a lot of grieving parents, they want the same pain that distributed to them to be distributed to the other family as well. A lot of parents are like that. They're not going to come out and say that. Now, I've heard parents that's grieving, that lost a loved one to gunshot violence, whether it be a teenager or adult. They said, Martin, this is one of the worstest pain ever.
Yeah.
Ever. So, and they don't wish it on their best friend. So it's a hurt, it's a pain.
You mean on their enemy?
On their enemy.
You know that's strong if you don't wish it on your enemy, and that's your enemy. I don't want you to go through that. I still don't like you, but I don't want to see you go through that. Yeah. You're right.
So it's going to be some street justice. If the FBI don't get a hold to them young folks and get to the bottom of it, and if they drag their feet, trust me, it's going to be some street justice.
I know. They should send them back to Mexico. Separate them from their families, like they doing this girl and her family. And they probably was just jealous of her including the camera person. Because she was beautiful.
Well, it's like that, you can't expect people that don't love themselves to love you. That's period. That just don't work. Whether you in a relationship or if it's your brother, sister, if a person don't love themselves, they can't possibly love you.
No, absolutely they can't.
It's not in them, people. I'm sorry. It's just not in them. And don't get me wrong, I know we go through dark moments in our life and depression and being oppressed and all that, but man, it's got to come to a point where, hey, I'm still love myself, even though things ain't the way I want them to be or going, but I'm still in love with myself. And some folks want to end it all. They want to end their life. And if a person want to take their life, what they think about you.
Yeah, they know. And all this stuff with social media, people want these likes. People don't even help you. They will take their phones out, seeing you in a dangerous situation. They rather take their phones out and video you than call 911 for you so they can get the likes. And I think they need to make a law for that as well. You want to videotape this, but you didn't call for help, you going to jail too. Yeah, everybody, that social media is the devil.
Yeah. Well,
you gotta be careful.
Yeah, a lot of us use it for a tool of the devil too. I mean, we use it. And I
like yours is good cause.
Yeah, I try to use mine to good cause. I listen. I try to use mine to good cause. Even when she was getting beat up butt naked, I didn't show that on my page. I seen it. I do have a copy of it, but I said, you know what? Out of respect to the family, out of respect to my platform, I would not be putting that on my page.
Yeah.
You know,
And you'll
because
be surprised. Like people see that, and then they still have something bad. Well, maybe she did this, or maybe she. That's how people on Facebook are, or these social medias. They'll find something to make it her fault, but
yeah,
it's not her fault. She didn't
well,
deserve that.
right, she didn't deserve it. But I will say this: I think I heard somebody say that it was a blessing and a curse at the same time that someone recorded it at that time, because we probably would have never known anything, speculation. So
I agree.
yeah, at
I
that
agree with
time,
that.
right? You
And
know,
if you notice, a lot of people are incriminating themselves on social media FaceTiming and showing them, look at this, and then he end up getting caught up in stuff. Just like that guy, once he lived in the South, when those three white guys chased him in the car and keeping
yeah.
it.
Hold on, sister. I got
I'm
my partner calling. Hold on, hold on.
all right.
This is my partner, y'all. Vera Giles Norris. Okay, hold on, partner. Hold on. Okay, Vera, come on with it.
Hey, partner. Hey, I'm just tuning in, but you know what? I said, let me come in. And first of all, again, Martin, I always have to commend you because there's a lot of people that do what they do, but don't nobody do it like you, partner. Uncut, unedited. And then you do it so genuinely. And you do it from the heart. You don't ask for a lot, Martin, but you really about serving the people.
That's it.
And if I could get, brother, let me just say this, and you know, I'm always shooting from the heart. If I can give you your flowers, I always want to be able to give it to you and tell you to keep on rising, keep on getting bigger and better. I guarantee you, the weapon may form, but it won't prosper. You got it. You got it. And I just wanted to add because the more I hear about this story, I was just coming off of another platform
Mm-hmm.
where we were talking about this story. And, you know, it's making me look at my children a lot differently. I've started to take inventory of my children's friends, and I'm a mother of 5 girls. Martin, you got 4.
Yeah.
And people that's listening now, if we were to just get serious one moment and look in the mirror as it relates to your children or your nieces or your nephews, your grandchildren, whomever, if we were to get real serious, this could have happened to anybody. And all of us need to take inventory of what kind of birds our children flocking with. And we need to be more, use our voice to remind them often that everybody that's friendly ain't none of your friends. And we have to teach them how to do an inventory, how to check the tone of their friends. Because people body language say a lot. You may say one thing, but you can learn to watch a person's body language and see how they interacting with people. Then you need to find out how your friends may be confrontational and what triggers them. Like for example, Martin, when I look at your messages sometimes, I see some people and I be like, oh, let me just block and delete them. They ain't got to say a word, but I can see how they respond to other people because somebody say something that they don't like or they don't agree with. Here they come in your comments, Martin, saying some of the nastiest stuff. Just because my opinion ain't none of your opinion, don't cut me down, brother or sister. Get up here and say your opinion or say what you got to say. But what I'm teaching my children now is pay attention to them because if they'll do it for one, they'll do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
You understand where I'm at, Martin?
Vera,
If your friend
let me just say
is
this, Vera.
messy,
Let me say
go
this.
ahead, Martin.
You got one time to cross me. One time. Not twice. Not 2 times. One time. That's it. I'm going to forgive you, but it'll never be the same. Never. Never. I got to say
Well,
that.
partner, you know what I say. You already know my saying. Once you've been my enemy, you can't never be my friend. And once I see you for who you are, I won't ever forget. Oh, baby. I see and I don't forget. Now, am I going to be mad? Because that's too much of my energy to be mad at somebody. My mad means motivated and determined. But once you show me who you are, I'll be motivated and determined to get the hell away from you as far as the east is from the west. Period. But I just wanted to say that, y'all, let's learn from this. Because that young lady is officially gone. And it ain't nothing we can do to bring her back. It ain't nothing we can do to bring a Kanika Jenkins back. Nothing we can do. But what we need to do is take all of the inventory so we can teach our children, so we can teach our children's children. And then look in the mirror. Look at your own self and decide who you gonna serve. Because you got to do better yourself. And when you look in that mirror and when you see that you are also dark, dirty, and dingy, and if you want to change, take that change from within. Get you some help. But we can't keep operating like this, Martin.
That's right.
We can't keep doing it because these kids are dying. And it's getting ruthless, more and more ruthless.
That's right.
So I'm speaking as a mother. I'm speaking as a grandmother. And I'm saying we got to stand up and make a change. And when you see somebody messing with other folks, use your throat chakra. Use your God-given ability to say, stop it, cut it out. You never know. People say, mind your own business. Mind your own business. Last I checked, most folks ain't even got that much business. And then if somebody get in their business, they hoping somebody would mind their business to help them. You would need somebody to mind the business when you can't mind it yourself. So I may not make sense to everybody, but for those people that I'm making sense for, I'm talking to you. And those folks that I ain't making no sense for, don't worry, because I ain't talking to you no way.
Mm-hmm.
But I am talking about what I'm talking about, Marty. And thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity to speak in this moment.
You always, partner. You know, hey, listen, missing, please come home, people. I know it. Done a lot of great work, still doing work together. And listen, Vera, I appreciate you. You know, we have a lot of similarities and we've made a great bond down through these little few years that we've been knowing each other. And I appreciate you. And I'm the same. I'm giving you flowers while you're living. Because see, an old preacher he said, when you die, they lie on you. But they lie for you. They said when you living, they lie on you. But when you die, they lie for you in that order. I'm telling you. And that's how we are. I'm going to say it again just in case somebody miss it. While we living, they lie on you. But when you die, they lie for you. And that's something, I tell you, that is something, boy.
That's just so enough true.
I tell you, I don't want nobody to stand over my cast and know they didn't speak to me, didn't like me. You bet not. Not. That's point blank, period. I'm telling you, some folks need to be checked in the door. They're demonic. Their spirit is not right. They don't love themselves, and they definitely don't love nobody else around them. I tell you, this thing is real, and I tell people, I am not pretending. I am a servant, and I'm here to serve. I'm not here to pass a collection plate around here. I'm not here trying to swindle you out of your money. Trust me. And I'm not in here trying to get all the women. Thank you. Definitely not doing that. So I'm here to serve wherever I can serve at. Trust me. And that's what I'm all about. Go ahead.
Serve them all.
Mm-hmm.
Martin, I've seen you serve on a whole lot of levels. I've seen people come to you and ask for help and you showed up. I've seen you sharing other people's videos. I've seen you filming stuff. Man, Martin, I've seen you helping people that I had never seen helping you.
Never. Wouldn't even share a video of mine. For my YouTube family that don't know me, and I know I'm being introduced to you guys now that really don't know me, but I tell you, all I ask my YouTube family, just follow me. That's all you have to do. Go back in my page. Go back in on my Facebook and look and see who I am. Trust me. And I'm going to tell you what my old preacher used. Hold on, Vera, I got a call. My old preacher say, follow me as I follow Christ. And if I stop following God, don't follow me. That's how it's supposed to be. Hold on, Dr. Sanders. Yeah. So that's what it is, people. So I'm here to serve. Nothing else. Nothing else, people. I don't want to know nothing about you. I'm not in your business. Don't want to know how much money you got or what you're driving. I just want to be an assistant to you to help you out. That's me. Yeah. I'm going to get my reward. I'm going to get it.
You know what?
Go ahead, Vera.
You know what? One thing I just thought about, Mark, and I'm gonna get off so that I can let you talk. But you know what? One thing I want people to pay attention to, Martin, and that's on the app, and that's in real life. If somebody is coming for you, and if somebody say that they're your friend, they know you, they love you, they trust you, and if they stand in silence while somebody else is attacking you, watch them. Because even on this app, I hold a certain level of where y'all at. Because if somebody coming for me, if somebody coming for Martin, and if you know, and that goes for you too, because there's some people that if somebody coming for you, oh, I'm done with them. Because there are people on this app that I love, trust in real life. But pay attention, Martin, that when somebody coming for you and you getting into it with somebody and they standing on the side like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got them, the same people that was in that room with that young lady that set her up. And maybe they was just standing on the side. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And watch her die. Pay attention to the people that will watch you die.
That's a good one.
If we work together, and if somebody come for me, you better open your damn mouth, because believe you me, by the time it's over, I turn around and see your mouth silent. Don't worry. Delete, block, out, you gone. Ain't no question about it. Delete, out, you gone.
That's her story, and she's sticking to it. And you're right, Vera. You gave me a message today. You got those that stand along the wall like, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Ain't gonna say nothing. Ain't gonna try to intervene. And I used to say a long time ago, I used to tell females this all the time. Let me know if we're still friends or not. If I see you stranded or your boyfriend beating you up, I know to keep going or call the police or get out and help you. Let me know now. And I still have that same concept, because I could see something and don't see it. I can say, well, hey, they wasn't a friend of me. Let me keep on going. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful how you treat people and what you say to people. That same bridge that you tearing down, you might need to build it back up and cross over again. You just never know. You never know, people. And I'm cautious as of what I say over Facebook and even in real life, on the telephone. Those of you that know me personally, I'm cautious what I say. And I know who people. One thing I've learned, 54 years old, I've learned a lot. I know how to read body language. I know how to read vibes, vibrations. And that tells a lot. You don't got, listen, Brother George said, Blakemore, he said, you don't have to call me the N-word, but you treat me like one. You ain't got to say, hey, I'm with you, Martin. No, you're not with me. You don't share nothing. You don't like nothing. You don't come on a platform. Hey, we're not begging you for anything, no money or nothing like that. It don't hurt to share one time. That's real talk. And I try to treat everybody the way I want to be treated. The golden rule: treat others as you would have them to treat you. And that's me. Dr. Sanders, I know I hit you holding on long. Come on, Doc. Come on, Doc. I know I hit you. I get long winds sometime. Come on, Doc.
No, I'm sitting here. Look, I broke down to get some chitlins earlier, just a couple of bags.
Okay. All right.
Listen, you know, and Vera made a very valid point. I don't know, Martin, if you recall, Miss English, there used to be a High Park.
Nah, it's been so long.
The teacher, okay.
30 years. Go ahead.
Right, I know. But the young man that was in my division, his name was Steve. And I don't know if you recall that there was a guy beating up his girlfriend. And Steve jumped in it. And he got killed. And right there in front of the school at High Park. Yeah. And we went to his funeral over at St. Stephen's Church. Yeah, killed him. The guy killed him because he was stopping him from beating up this girl. And he died. Freshman. In the first year of me coming to High Park Career Academy. And I transferred and went to King.
Well, the scripture said. Go ahead.
Yeah.
The scripture said there's no greater love than a man to lay down his life for his friends.
Life for a friend. And this was a total stranger.
That's love.
And the thing about it, you do, and I know it's a generation that's not smart, that will not defend anybody. They won't, they don't know how. And then they get involved. This young lady, I looked at the video again. I was up to 3 this morning. And I kept looking at her. And I'm looking, I said, but what is you all's reason? So when you come and you bring us things, we don't get reality, realness from ABC, Channel 7, Channel 9, 32, 25. They don't talk about these things. The white stations give news briefly, and that's it. Somebody should be upset at the fact that a life has been taken, that have played and pretended to be God. Somebody should be upset. You're on the scene all the time. Does anybody say, Martin, thank you for letting us know what's going on? I watched the thread, and I'm not going to argue with most of the people that be trying to get on your stuff, Martin. I'm not going to argue with them because I know they're ignorant. If you're ignorant, you're ignorant. But when you come more than a preacher in any church. Because no preacher, after Father Flager, after what they've done to him, you know what I'm saying? Time and time again, it's always somebody that has a negative thing. And I meant what I said last night. If you mess with Martin, you mess with me. Simple.
Thank you, Dr. I appreciate it. Listen, I appreciate it because, I ain't nothing to be played with either. I'm telling you. And
you ain't no punk. You ain't no kid.
They better know that you see this good Martin right here, but that's another side of me that I try to keep buried. Don't ever want to come out. Trust me. Don't ever want to come out.
Ever.
And I'm bringing peace. Yeah, and I'm bringing peace when I come. I'm bringing peace. I'm not, listen, I ain't sleep with nobody's wife. I ain't trying to take nobody's job, try to send nobody to prison. I ain't on it. That's not my mission. But I got a caller coming. Hold on, Dr. Sanders. Hold on. Hey, caller, where you calling from?
Hello.
What's going on, partner? You don't love me no more. I know you just kicked me to the. We gonna talk. Hold on. I'm gonna bring you in. I gotta brush you out. Hold on. All right, people. This is my other partner right here. I ain't heard from her for a while, but she back on. Come on, my dear sister. Come on, Miss Pillington.
You know what? When I first heard about what happened to the young lady, people was on Facebook and they was posting, you can't trust this person, you can't trust that person, so-called friends. And the sad part was a lot of the women and men who were saying that, they display certain type of behavior on Facebook all day, every day. So it's like if a person makes them mad, they become that horrible friend. And it's like we're living in times where people would do anything for likes, Whether it's murder somebody, rob somebody, they don't care because they know it's going to go on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also goes to it could be a friend, a family member you've been knowing forever, and they just never liked you, but they like to be around you because you probably a nice person to them. And I believe that what they did was got a girl in a vulnerable state. They called her vulnerable. They knew she didn't have no one around her.
Mm-hmm.
They never liked her.
Mm-hmm.
And this has went on forever. It's a lot of people who hang around people they do not like.
Mm-hmm.
It's a benefit. And it's like now we're living in a time where you can't really trust anyone just as far as you see them. That's at the workplace. That's probably even with family members.
Mm-hmm.
Because we live in a time where people have this type of spirit. It could be envious, it could be jealous, it could be just they depress themselves, but they want you to feel what they're feeling because they don't want to see you. They don't want to see you progress.
Yep.
And the sad
They're
part,
ugly as hell and want to make you look ugly because they ugly from the inside out
and out.
you pretty from the inside and then you get pretty on the out and don't have no body to go with it. They ass is just mad. But you know what this made me think of? Is that that's why I need to be some laws and we need to start lobbying because there's a law that if you recorded a fight or if you got a fight in your phone,
you should be locked
you
up
did
too.
not call 911 for some help before you start recording, that needs to be your ass is just as guilty. You're going to jail. I wouldn't care. You need to go before the law. You need to go before the judge. Because why did you record a fight before you called 911? And then if you are involved in jumping someone that's obviously smaller than you, somebody that's obviously not trying to fight you, and you know you winning and you dragging and beating somebody, your ass that you need to charges need to be brought against you.
Because
that's what I'm saying.
Let me say this, y'all. You remember that young man down south somewhere? They was white supremacists. The father and son shot him, and the guy that video recording it, they got him too. They shot him with a gun, point blank range with a rifle. He was just jogging down the road, and they picked with him. Yeah. So listen, people. I was put in that situation one time. I think I was in Mariano's, and this young man, he was going off on this girl. I thought he was gonna beat up. And I at that time, I was only carrying one phone. I was like, man, should I call or should I video? You know, just so happened it just stopped. But that's why I carry two phones so I can do what I do. Because y'all remember that video went viral. It was two ladies fighting, and I did it, and I got in between them and broke them up and gave one of them $20. I felt bad on my own. So I said, Martin, this is not you. Go break that up. Break them women up. You know, and I did it.
Right.
And I almost got cut doing it, but that's okay. Listen, and a good thing came out of it. The good thing that came out of that, her relative, her sister, haven't heard from her for years. Didn't know if she was living or dead. She said, Martin, I was glad to know that my sister was living. I know she's alive because we haven't talked to her, none of the family members or anything. So it was like a bittersweet moment. Bittersweet moment. That's what it was. And so I understand how y'all feel, because don't be just throwing on the phone. You just let somebody just die. Just let them die. Don't call, no help, say nothing.
Let me tell you this. Let me share this with
you. Being beat to damn death. They will ride past you literally in need of help. And they will have their video phone calls recording. I got 500 on mine. You know, they count how many views. I got 500 views. I'm dying. And you worried about some views?
Yeah, they worried about that. I remember when I was 17, and I'm gonna tell you all an experience I had at church. I was going home from choir rehearsal. And of course, you know, in the church, you have a group of young people that are cliquish. And so the young people offered me to, you know, they'll take me home. Do you know when they got in the car? They tried they tried their hardest to verbally hurt me for no reason. And to this day, the guy that initiated it is dead. Got his head cracked up against the stub, the steering wheel, in his car. And he messed up one of the girls' life. So I know how it was to be helpless and nobody to defend you. Coming from home at church, telling you, and come home and you being bullied, and that's like somebody gonna beat you up for no reason. In the church. So it happens everywhere. But do we stand by to let it happen? As I said last night, these parents cannot replace this girl's life. She can't.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I think as time goes on, it's like the crimes you hear about. It's like it's shocking, but you kind of say, "Damn, is people really losing their mind to do things to people?" It's like people really don't care. Every time you like look at the news or you hear something on social media, and you just can't believe like this can't be true, but it really be true. It's like people are losing their minds. And just one day, like social media is the devil. Like it makes people.
It is.
You can be whoever you want to be on this platform, and then when you turn the platform off, they go back to their normal life. It's just weirdness. It's just really, truly weirdness because they don't use it for the appropriate thing.
No, they don't. And the bad part about social media is that people want to be Hollywood so bad. Because in Hollywood, you can dream to be whatever you want to be. In Hollywood, you're looking for something in Hollywood, but Hollywood uses our own people and make dancing monkeys out of them. Half of them, you don't even see them no more. You know, people that started out young, that was involved in a lot of the movie shows or whatever, you hardly ever see them, and you turn around and say, "Oh, I've been on drugs or I've been on this." But everybody wants to be a Hollywood actor. And a lot of the young people, well, I'm on social media, I have to do this. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you this insecure of your life? They're on TikTok. They're on Snapchat.
It dictates
their life.
All right, y'all.
It's sad.
All right. I need somebody to hang up. I got one more caller coming in. One of y'all, anybody want to volunteer? If you don't, no problem. Just want to, I got a caller. All right, sister. I'm going to bring you in. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring you in. Okay, there you go. I got a new caller. Go ahead, my sister. Go ahead.
Hey, Martin.
What's going on? What's going on?
Just well, my 2 cents. I'm gonna make it quick.
Go ahead.
The Shanquella Robinson thing. I just thank God that she got the press. You know, Kyrie donated the money. So we're dealing with a case where, you know, it was a mystery at first. Nobody knew what was going on. Now the video came out. You know what I'm saying? So she's getting a lot of justice that millions of people didn't get. A lot of unsolved Black crimes where you still don't know what's going on. So I don't want to too much harp on that because we're going in the right direction with her. There's no doubt in my mind the people that was in that room are going to be brought to justice. But there's a culture, which you guys were just talking about the recording, the doing nothing and the recording. And you say a lot of times, Martin, you say people don't want to get involved with things until they happen to them. And this is our fault. You know, as a people, we have to take responsibility because this is what we do. This thing that we have going on right now, where the youth are recording and no one is doing nothing, that's our fault. And the reason why that's our fault is because in the communities, in the Black communities nowadays, the mission is to say, get out my business. If you see somebody kids doing something they ain't got no business doing, and you say, hey, stop, don't do that. What they parents say, that ain't your business. Don't say that to my kid. So this is this thing where our culture is willing to sit there and record and not say nothing. That's our fault. Because we don't speak up when these things go down, and we don't say, hey, hey, you telling me not to say nothing to your kid, but your kid run through my yard. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna confront this here and we're gonna confront this right now. I'm not gonna stop talking because that's your child. Because your child running through my yard. Or your child throwing rocks and busting windows. And we have too many punks in the hood that they don't stand up for what's there. They don't stand up for what's right. Then we get situations like this with this young lady where people sitting around recording, doing nothing, not realizing that we have created that culture. You walk through the hood all day, you will see people watching the atrocities, they're standing on the corners and nobody saying anything. And it's this fear. My thing is this. If you don't find something to live for, you better find something to die for. Because we all gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather get a bullet in my brain telling somebody right than get a bullet in my brain because a stray bullet came through my house because they was out there acting a fool. Because I didn't go out there and run them off. See, there are things I'm willing to die for.
That's right.
And there are things that I'm not willing to die for. So, we have to get out of this thing. And, Black people, we're so quick to get air in our chest and get mad at each other. But then when we come against another race, you know what I'm saying, we bow down real quick. We ain't got nothing to say then.
Mm-hmm.
And that bothers me. I've been the only one person on the bus where during school hours when the kids getting out of school and they being disrespectful and cussing and pushing and everybody sitting on the bus saying nothing. And me, the 5'3" lady at 120 pounds was the only one that said something. It don't make no sense. But I'm willing to die for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I'm willing to die for. You know what I'm saying? There are certain things that are appropriate in this world and certain things that are not appropriate in this world. And we can play the game all day long and say, well, I'm not going to get killed for somebody else. You think you're going to get killed just because you call 911? You think you're going to get killed just if you tell somebody, hey, calm down, slow down. You ain't got to do all of that. How many times have we seen the video where people interceded and it stopped it from happening?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody want to say, it ain't my business. And we do this. And the very same people who complain the most and the very same people who the first ones to say, that don't make no sense. You the first one to say, mind your business. So I don't like hypocrites.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to speak up, speak up. But we have to take responsibility when it happens to our people because we got to stop walking through our hood saying, that ain't my business. It is your business. When them bullets get to flying and you get hit, it's your business. When Miss Jenkins, who was just trying to go get her greens, get hit by that bullet, yeah, it's your business. When them kids out there trying to jump rope, or them boys out there trying to play a little bit of touch football in the lot and they get shot up, yeah, it's your business. So how about we make it our business every day, all day? Because if it's one thing that the ancient world taught us is that shame and pressure, peer pressure is some serious stuff. See, when you got one person speaking up, nobody cares. But when the whole block come out and say, look, your kids is bad, they run through everybody's yard, we sick and we tired of this, and it's gonna stop today. What you think gonna happen? She gonna take her kid in the house and say, stop. Mm-hmm. But if we only got one person with the heart and the courage to speak up, ain't nothing gonna happen. So, I mean, like I told you, every time I call in, Martin, what I tell you, it starts at home.
Starts at home.
It's what's being taught at home. And your community is also part of your home. And if we walking through the community and we're not saying anything, it's creating a culture of mind your business. And this is what happens.
And that's why
they knew they wasn't supposed to be. This girl was with her friends and not one person. That's how you know it's a setup. Because friends don't break up a fight. And if friends don't let friends fight, because I mean, let's get real about this. We done all been in groups and circles where we got two people in the group where they always arguing and beefing. And somebody say, you know what, we tired of this. Won't y'all just go and fight and get it over with? But they not finna record it for everybody to see because those are actually their friends and they love them. And they're not gonna let nobody get hurt. That girl was murdered. They set her up. So nobody called and did nothing. It was set up. Anybody with a brain know it was a setup. Mm-hmm. But it begs the question of a deeper problem, which is this I'm just gonna sit back and do nothing while this happens. And we have to take responsibility for that. And the only way that we're gonna make any progress in our community is first thing we gotta do, we have to take accountability. It's all our fault. It's your fault, my fault, the neighbor's fault, the girl down the street fault. It's everybody's fault when we look at all this stuff happening and nobody says nothing. If you sitting, you in your house, you cleaning up your yard, and you got 6 boys standing in front of your house, cussing, selling drugs, and you say absolutely nothing. Really? That's why they still standing there, because you ain't saying nothing. You supposed to say something. And we don't say nothing.
That's why
that's all I got to say.
That's why we have 12, 10, 11, 12-year, 13-year-old right around here with guns shooting people. People. That's why we have just that. Listen, what do a 10-year-old know about holding the automatic, blowing somebody's brains out? They've never had no military
That's why they
training.
never hit the target.
None of it. You know what I'm saying? What do they know? Listen, people, we are in trouble. I'm telling you. We are in trouble in the Black community. We are in trouble. We have lost control of our homes. The sister said it. It starts at home. And if you're afraid to talk to some of these young people out here on the street, start at home. Start with your nephews and your nieces and your cousins, and start with them, the people that you are not afraid of. Because I'm telling you, people, it's going to come to a point where we're not going to trust each other. We're going to be afraid. You got young people having adult conversations on the train, on the buses. Something they should never have. Anyway, this is real. You want to say something, Vera? Is that you? No, I heard something. But my point is, this is why we having these problems. And strong Black sisters, I love y'all, but you can't be too strong if our children running out here shooting, killing each other. Now we got all these wonderful trinkets. We got a house, we got a car, a great career, and all these things, educated. But if our children are out here slaughtering each other, 10, 11, 12, and 13, and 14, and 15, there's a problem somewhere. There's a problem. It starts at home, people. It starts at home. It starts at home.
But the sad part of it, Martin, is that the solution, some of the things that's going on is out of our control, and it would take a mass amount of us in order to do it. But the stuff that's going on in our neighborhoods, on our blocks, those things are actually fixable. And I had put up a post. And once again, if you put up a post about the drama and all of that, you get a lot of likes. But when you start putting up stuff about the solution, you get crickets. And I told them, and I said, the problem on the block, everybody's talking about the block, and we don't have no control. And I'm like, first of all, you have to play psychological mind games with the youth. Because we're living in this liberal left society where, to walk on your eggshells and be a friend to your kids instead of being a parent, it's made them very emotionally and psychologically weak. So what we can do in the hood to play on their emotion to get them to do what we want them to do. Now, in the summertime, which is when the block is the hottest, okay, I told people, I said, if everybody turned their sprinklers on and put it out there in the outside of the grass in front of their house, that'll stop them from standing in front of their house. And the reason why it'll stop them from standing in front of their house, because they got on a $300 outfit and they don't want it to get wet up. Now, that's just one part. Another part, the religious community. These kids have gotten so hypnotized by the music that when they hear any other type of music, it runs them away. You can get one person on the block to pull out a subwoofer speaker and play gospel music. That'll run a little four of them off the block because they don't want to hear it. We got solutions to this. but no one's taken the initiative to actually do it. Because she don't like you across the street. But both of you have a common goal where you don't want these people in front of your house. So you can't go over there and talk to that lady long enough to say, look, everybody gonna get sprinklers this summer. Matter of fact, we're gonna start getting them in the spring. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna, like they do with block clubs. We're gonna put a pot in, we're gonna get enough sprinklers for everybody on the block to get a sprinkler in a yard and a hose. And we put the sprinkler on the outside of the gate. So it's watering the grass on the outside of your gate as well as the grass on the inside of your gate. They not finna walk down that block because they don't want to get wet.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's little psychological Jedi mind tricks you can play with the youth.
I got one too.
To get them to do it.
I got one for you too. I had a friend.
What?
He had it was a abandoned house right next door to him, right? Had a fence and gate. Mm-hmm. They would go on the porch, sit on the porch, sell drugs, drink and smoke. And I told him, I said, listen, all you got to do is once they leave, go and put a chain around that gate where they can't go inside that gate. And that eliminated that right there. Locked it up, even though it wasn't his property. But he put a chain lock on there. It was just simple. And they never sat on there, smoked, drink, and sold drugs off there again because the gate was locked.
Now, see, Martin, now what you just proved is that somebody took the initiative to do something. This is the reason why I stopped playing into everything is the white man's fault. It's the system. They against us. No, there's a lot of things going on at the top, but there are things we can do at the bottom.
That's true. And
we're not doing it because we're being told, mind your business. No, stop minding your business. That's the problem. The reason why the hood is out of control is because everybody minding their business. You peeking, you would rather peek out your window and be scared than to go out there and say, move. Really?
Mm-hmm.
What's your purpose in life then? Because I'm a firm believer that nothing comes to a coward but abuse. I don't get it. I don't understand my people. We so tough with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But we're pussycats when it comes to everybody else. Okay, well, if you so tough with your people, take your tough behind out there and tell them, get from over here. Go down there. And I'm living proof, Martin. And the 500 block of Drake. Drake was in the newspaper about, I've been gone 4 years, maybe 8, 9 years ago. They had the 500 block of Drake in the middle of Garfield Park in the newspaper. They wanted to know, how was it that a block in the middle of Crime Central going north, south, east, and west had no crime on the block? I'm going to tell you why there was no crime on Drake. There was no crime on Drake because right before I moved in, that block went toe-to-toe with the drug dealers and the gangbangers. They was willing to die. They came out with their guns, which was registered. That's another thing I don't understand. You sitting up here with a whole FOIA card, but you scared the up thing on him and his guns is dirty. But, okay. So them people stood out there. They came out there with their guns. They stood out there. They was on watch every day. The block will go up against the guys when they come stand on the corner. You got to go. Walked at them toe-to-toe. You're not finna stand here because our kids ain't finna get shot for a bullet that's meant for you. They did that. When they called the police, you know what the police said? Oh, y'all being vigilantes. Y'all could go to jail. Well, lock me up then. Because what you're not going to do is tell me, because most of them people own their property. You're not going to tell me that I've spent this money for this property that I got to pay taxes on every year. And then you're going to sit up here to police and we're trying to network with you guys. And we're trying to be a liaison with you for the crime. And then when we call you, you say there's nothing we can do. Well, since there's nothing you can do, or there's something we can do. So what they did was they did not fear the police and they did not fear the drug dealers. Now, another thing that they did was they got with the neighbors that they did not like. They was willing to put their differences aside to protect the block. By the time I got to the block, we noticed, I was like, wow, this is a safe block, kids playing. I'm like, they shooting over there, but this block is completely peaceful. So as a young person, I got involved. Martin, the block was so safe that the alderman used to have his annual meeting on that block because it was that safe. And it was the people on the block who made it happen. And then, and this the funny thing, and this is gonna blow y'all mind. This one particular year, these little drug dealers, I don't know where they came from. They thought because Drake had so many old people that they thought that they could trick them, telling them, we want to do something for the community. We want to come and we want to mow y'all yard. First of all, these people got lawnmowers. They don't need you for that. So when they came and knocked on doors, we already knew it was something funny in the game. But we like, no, thank you. But they started doing it anyway. And what they were doing was it was a front for their drugs. Now notice, this is also a block where the police will come and sit when they want to get a break because there's no crime on this block. So when the police would come and sit out there, they would leave. But as soon as they would pull off, they would come back to the block. Now, I went out there and I told them, I say, look, we're not stupid. We know what you're doing. I say, now, if you notice, there's no drugs on this block. I'm telling you right now, this is not going to work out for you. You might not want to start this because it's not going to end the way you want it to end. They didn't listen. The leaders of the block club went out there and confronted them and told them, get off this block. This is a warning we're giving you, get off this block. Then my neighbor who lived on the alley, matter of fact, she's going down in the history books. She is the first female that was the warden over the Cook County Jail. She lived on that block. And she went out there with her dogs and she was like, get off this block. I'm telling you now. Now, we were already in collaboration to get rid of them, but it didn't even have to go that far.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that the drug dealers on the next block over to the east was watching them? And one day, we heard shots. And after that, we never saw them no more. Basically, what happened was the same drug dealers that got ran off the block all them years before.
Yeah, hold on, sister. Hold that thought. Hold that thought right there. Hey, caller, where you calling from?
West suburb.
Okay, hold on. Go ahead, my sister. The drug dealer that got ran off
Basically,
the block. Go ahead.
The drug dealers from the other block ran them off the block and told them, we tried to get that block for years and couldn't have it. You think we finna let somebody else come in here and get it? If we can't have it, nobody can have it. So what happened was the same drug dealers that we went to war with wind up protecting us years later. So this is what happens when you're willing to stand up. You get respect.
That's it. Hold that thought right there.
And people don't understand it.
Hold that thought. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead, my brother. Last call. Go ahead.
One thing I want to respect what everyone says. So when I say what I'm about to say, I don't want to mean that in disrespect to what anyone else said. Ain't no right or wrong. I think we all have opinions. But one thing I want to make sure we're careful of is to not think that this is a black problem or think that this is a community problem, so to speak. I don't think this is a culture of people recording stuff on cell phones because this stuff been going on. This is nothing new. And I'm gonna give you a case to kind of back up that. I'm gonna read something to you, okay? This is an infamous case of Kitty Genovese. Genovese was murdered in Queens, New York in 1964 in a brutal knife attack. Essentially, 38 witnesses was around and only one person called the police. And this ended up being a prime example of what they call the bystander effect, which essentially says that the more witnesses there are to a crime, the less likely any single one of them will call the police. So this is nothing new. I'm talking about something from 1964. So we're talking about the bystander effect, and another phrase is pluralistic ignorance, which essentially says that if there's other onlookers a lot of the people who are witnesses believe that someone else will stand up and make the call. And so therefore nothing happens. Everyone around assumes that someone else is going to do something and nothing is done. This happens time and time again. This is not a black problem. This is not a black community problem. This stuff been going on. So I just want to be careful when we try to blame black people for stuff that's going on, even though this incident happened with people of African descent. I just want to be careful that we don't try to put that on us like that.
I hear what you. What's your name first?
I'll choose to be anonymous on this particular platform.
Okay, well, Mr. Anonymous, the thing is this. What we're saying is that it's not that this is a black problem. The problem is that when black people are the focus of the crime, nobody cares. No, I have to do that. I have to do that because what you're telling me is, you're telling me that the statistics are lying. You can walk through any community.
Don't put words in my mouth.
You can walk through. No, what you said was, you said this is not a black problem. No, this is very much a black problem. You want to know why? Because the gun violence that occurs, we started out talking about Shanquella Robinson. But if you listen to the way the conversation turned, we're talking about the crime. You're not going to walk through other racist neighborhoods and see the stuff you see. You're not finna see everybody walking around sagging, showing their underwear. That's indecent exposure. You're not going to see that.
Actually, yes, you will. You'll see white girls showing their chest. You see white girls showing their thong. All across this world, a lot of women, especially younger women, like to show their body. That's a fact.
Yes, they do. But there are people say something when it happens.
It's not a black problem.
But you see, there are people saying stuff when it happens. We don't say nothing, and that's the difference.
I don't know about that.
Have you drove through school hours? Have you actually just taken your day off and went from different neighborhoods to drive through the neighborhoods to see what you see? You're not gonna see 17 of those racists
let me tell you this.
piled up on no corner.
Ma'am, let me say this. I worked in school most of my professional career, and I don't care if I'm in an affluent white school or a black school. It's very similar issues in each one of those schools.
Similar issues and pinpointing the serious problems is two totally different things. Now, like I said, I'm not one of them. I'm gonna put the proof where it is. See, I'm not gonna sit up and I'm not gonna argue with you. Anybody listening to this podcast, okay, to break this, to prove it, don't take my word for it. During school hours, drive through 3 different neighborhoods, and let's see how many kids you're gonna see standing outside during school hours.
But is that a crime to stand outside? We got to be careful to criminalize our people for looking the way they look.
We're not saying that it's a crime to stand outside, but if you standing outside during school hours and you at school age, what could you possibly be doing? Because I don't mind
getting out of school. Getting out of school.
Okay, I said during school hour. Okay, you one of them. I ain't gonna go there with you.
Well, I wanted to be careful when I said what I just said because I know some people might take it personal. I'm just stating my opinion just like you did. I did not interrupt when you spoke, and I still had a few more things to
No, that's the difference between me and you. I don't speak opinions. I speak facts. If anybody don't believe it, during school hours, not before school or after school, while children are in school, drive through 3 different neighborhoods. You is not going to see all of them other kids just standing outside. Standing outside of people's business. You're not, because they're not going to let them.
And your point is?
The point is, when you say nothing, nothing gets done.
That's exactly what I said, ma'am. And I put some technical terms behind it.
Okay. That ain't what I heard.
Well, you didn't listen that well.
That ain't what I heard. But I'll tell you this. I'm above that age. See, when I was younger, I blamed everybody else and wanted to make everything else just everybody else's problem. Now that I'm older, I'm worried about my people. I'm not going to drag every other race into the problems that's going on with my people. Because what's going on with them don't affect me. What's going on with my people affect me.
That's wonderful.
Well, let me just say this, y'all. All right, let me just say this. Every community has their own problems. You know, every community have their problems. Black people steal, white people steal, Mexican people steal. Black people use drugs, white people, Mexican, all of them use drugs. It's just ours are more displayed. And when you don't come, like most of us that's from the hood, I never lived in a mixed neighborhood until after I got grown, you know, so I didn't really get a chance to see how white people was really living, you know, until I got older. I didn't go to school with white people until the college time. So a lot of things we speak on other races, we really don't have that information unless we go to the numbers and look at it and stuff like that. Because I'm gonna give you guys an example. We went down to Waukegan. I mean, it was what was that? Wisconsin, Kenosha, I think, where the white young man shot 3 protesters and stuff like that. But when we were down there, I mean, the white boys, they were smoking weed, they had guns and everything. Only different, they were talking slick. I mean, just doing it just like us. And only thing different was they was white. I witnessed this. I'm like, okay, hold on. But man, I got my piece on me, man. I'm like, man, they find out weed, who got the weed. I'm looking like, hold on, these white boys, they doing what we do. I don't smoke weed, but I'm just saying that was my mind. I'm very observant. I'm a crime chaser. So I seen that. I'm talking about from another state. I seen that in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I was like, wow. Because we really we don't.
But you also saw people calling it out, though, didn't you, Mark?
Yeah.
Did you see people being silent and saying that ain't my business?
Yeah.
You saw that?
Even me.
You saw the people. You was out of your element. Right. I can understand that. Like my brother lives in Colorado, and he sent me down there, and I saw vandalism. You know what I'm saying? I saw them knocking over poles, them rich white kids. But the difference was, what I noticed was, when the white kids did it, those people were outraged. And they immediately got on the telephone. They immediately started calling aldermen. They immediately started calling the police. They immediately started approaching them saying, you ain't supposed to be doing that. They didn't just sit back and watch and say, that's not my business.
Yeah.
And that's the difference that I see. It's not that these things don't happen in every other place. Like in Chinatown, what they got? They got the triads. They got gangs out there. So it's not that other places don't have these things. It's the way the community deals with it when it happens. That's the difference.
Well, I like to disagree. I think a lot of people they have a lens only for a certain type of people. So guess what? If I go put a camera on Addison and Waveland, Addison and Sheffield, I bet you I'll see all type of bar-related, alcohol-related fights and all type of stuff that go on around the Cubs stadium. Guaranteed. I just don't have no camera pointed right there. If you just focus on certain kids in certain neighborhoods and you stay there long enough, you're going to find something that you think wrong. But given Martin's example, he went to another community, something you said was quote-unquote out of his element. Not sure what that means, but he was in another community and saying very similar things. Only thing different was the skin tone. It go down everywhere. And so I just want to be careful when Black people, we try to say it's a Black problem when this stuff go down everywhere.
Hold that thought. Hey, caller, where you calling from? Hey, caller, where you calling from? Hello? I guess not. Okay, go ahead, my brother. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead, my brother. I'm sorry.
Somebody
That's okay. And so white people have gathered around and conducted public lynchings. You talk about firearms and crimes. We got to be careful not just to look at the last few years, the last 10 years of social media. Life been going on before social media. And there was still newspapers and things like that. And so a lot of this stuff is new in terms of, okay, people taking out cameras, but I gave you an example from 1964. People been observing things and not doing things. And so, again, this is bigger than the Black community. White people drink more alcohol. They own more firearms.
Yes, they do.
They commit all types of crimes. It's just that they run the system. And so I want to be careful, again, not to say that Black people is not standing up and making calls. Who we calling? Matter of fact, I personally knew someone who committed the murder of something that happened in the neighborhood. I called the police. I knew exactly who did it. I told them everything. And the guy was like, all right, we'll follow up with it. Talking to a white guy.
And they never did they?
This man was out here for the next 5-6 years till he got killed.
See?
And so we do advocate. We do sit out there and say something. But the people who we're complaining to don't value our lives the way we do. So we adopt an attitude like, well, forget it, because they're not going to do nothing. And so I just want to be careful, again, to suggest that Black people may not be speaking our voices. We just sat there and had hoses sprayed it all on us and get dragged down and get killed for fighting for our rights and for, you know what I mean, for our lives. And so I just don't want to disrespect a lot of the positive things that we do too.
We do a lot of wonderful positive things. And actually, I don't know if you was listening before you called in. What you just said was exactly what I said. You just said it. You said, it ain't that it's not a big problem. You say, but when we try to get involved, no one's listening. You said that you went and you told them and they didn't do nothing. See, once again, this is another problem. If we know that they don't care, and if we know that when we try to have a liaison with them and network with them, nothing's going to get done, when do we stop running to them and start doing it ourselves? That's why I said the block where I came from was a block full of vigilantes. They had to take their block back. The police didn't help. The city didn't help. So what we have to do is we have to stop being a victim. We have to stop being a victim. Eventually, we can't keep saying that we want somebody else to save us.
Well, right.
We gotta save ourselves.
I agree with you. Only thing I disagree with was to kind of blame us for not doing something or suggest that we're not doing so, or it's just a black problem. Because really the problem, how did that body leave Mexico, going back to this case, without any type of Mexican investigation? And it like, they should have been held right over there in Mexico until whatever was resolved.
I agree with you, Mr. Anonymous, but we're also talking about Mexico, where they're one of the most corrupt regimes and governments there is. A lot of their crimes ain't never solved, so is they really gonna care?
So guess what? If they was able to come back to the United States, they're not gonna be touched, unfortunately. That's just the reality.
Right, because the crime happened over there.
And there's too many resources to exalt, to go, look how they treat Brittany Griner, and just for a little weed residue. President Biden ain't stepping in to touch none of that stuff. That's for weed.
Personally, on this situation,
for his body?
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. The Brittany Griner thing, I don't think nobody should touch that, because just like the boy that got caned back in the 90s for the graffiti, you can't do in other people's country what you do here. So that right there is the lesson there. It's illegal there. It's illegal there.
You can't do what you do. Hands off with Brittany Griner. What should we do with this case then?
What case? You talking about the case with this girl right here?
Yes.
What, did she didn't take nothing illegal over there, did she? She went over there.
Saying, all I'm saying is, if we gonna be hands off with Brittany Griner on the weed, we should be hands off on that too, right? Or are we gonna advocate for all black people when it go down, no matter what's happening? Well, it can't be no in between.
No, it is an in between, because it depends on the nature of what went down. Now, I'm not gonna just ride out. I'm not just gonna ride out with you just because you black. What you mean? She went over there and broke them people off. Shanquella Robinson, you comparing Shanquella Robinson death to a WNBA star who went over there and broke their law? You actually comparing those two?
I'm comparing black advocacy and our responsibility to people that look like us.
I'm gonna step up out of that one, because that was totally disrespect to that girl family, because Brittany Griner ain't dead. She's very much alive and well, and she the one that got herself killed. She the one that got herself arrested. Shanquella Robinson didn't ask for that.
Brittany
Two totally different situations. She asked for it when she went over there with drugs.
Let me tell you something. Russia is wide open. It's going down. They smoking weed. They doing cocaine. They doing everything out there.
Okay, well, that's what they doing out there. She ain't no citizen.
Okay, I
just like, as much as I don't like LeBron. Oh, go ahead.
I just got a text.
Go ahead, Mark.
I just got a text, and someone said it's several white people that got caught peddling drugs in Russia, and they were not charged.
Thank you.
Absolutely,
it's going down out there, Russia.
But is we over there? Is we over there in Russia? Do we have any power to go into Russia and demand them people do anything? We can't even demand they do nothing here. So see, that's another thing.
So take that same attitude towards Mexico.
Pick and choose your battle.
That's what I'm saying, though. We talk. Okay, so we just talking about going to somebody else's country, trying to promote some type of justice or something. If we can't do it in Russia, we can't do it in Mexico.
No, you the one that brought that question up. If I remember correctly, when I first got on the phone call, I said that what my focus was about the community, not saying anything.
You just combative.
No, you want them people, you want everybody to agree with what you say. That's not gonna happen.
Ma'am.
That's not gonna happen.
Thankfully, we get other listeners. I'll let the listeners judge for themselves. I'm going to bow out of this. I'm going to get off this phone and listen to the rest of your live. Thank you for letting me on, Martin.
Okay, no problem. Well, let me just say this, people. I'm gonna speak real quick, then you guys can come back and talk and all that. I just want to say it is now. Let me give you. Black people do respond to crime. I'm gonna just tell you how to just use your logic. Y'all just follow me. This is my point. I had lost my thought. Now, 911 operations center, they get millions of calls a year. Especially a lot of those calls come from out of the Black community. So we do call the police. I'm upset. We do. Some of us are frustrated. We do call the police, but we most of the time we don't get the results that we want. But let me just say this on the flip side. Those people that are biased, those people are prejudiced, those people are racist, whether you're Hispanic or Mexican, white, whatever. You cannot expect people that don't respect the Black community to treat you right in the Black community. That's all I want to say. I'm going to say that again. Those are people that are viewing you as their enemy, viewing you as being nothing. They're not going to do the right thing by you. I'll give you an example. Now, suppose a person get killed, and we all know that he was a known killer. Even though he was a killer, by law, by right, his death is supposed to be investigated. But what they do, when it's a person that got a long record, long as their body, they would not do a thorough investigation. They feel like that is a waste of taxpayers' money. Even though this person was a menace to society, but that's how they operate. And we are the taxpayers. We don't work for the police work for us. And that's why we're having a problem that we're having in our community, because they don't take us serious enough and they're not serious about what we do and say. I'm telling you, people, and this is real. So this is where a lot of our problems are coming from. You know, a young lady called me the other day. She said, Martin, I dropped my son off at school, my daughter, and I heard at this particular house, right directly across the school, somebody was hollering, help me, help me. She called the police, and she was on the phone for me for 20 minutes. The police haven't still got there. So I said, this is what you do. Just take a picture of the car that's in the driveway, just in case we don't know what's going on inside. We can't go in ourselves. But I don't know whatever happened to that case. Then the young man came standing outside looking suspicious. So we don't know what was going on in the house. This is the problem that we have too. Some of these police stations, they only have like 10 to 12 cars. I'm telling you, they are shorthanded when it comes to the Black community. Their invested interest is downtown Chicago to protect the businesses. That's what it is, people. This is the truth. Now, do I believe all police are bad? No. Do I believe that all police are racist? No. But it's a system that's in place, and they have to follow that protocol. Trust me. Right. A lot of times they're not operating out of morals. They're operating out of what's business.
Out of duty.
Out of duty. Yep. Yeah, that's right. That's the right word I'm using. So people, like, they know selling loose cigarettes. You tell a man that he can't sell cigarettes out of a pack that he bought, you going to arrest him? They know that's bull jive. But those are laws that keep us back, to hold us, little laws like that. So I'm not playing victim, but I'm just giving y'all reality, what's going on out here. These are the things that we have to face. And if we don't stand up and pull our pants up and stand up like a man, we would never take our neighborhoods back. Those young men that's out there carjacking 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, those are our sons and our daughters. Our daughters are driving the getaway cars. Our daughters are the ones that buying these guns for these guys and trading it to them, buying it, or going to different states and getting it and stuff like that. These are our daughters. But no one wants to believe that their little child that they care for 36 to 40 weeks and they're out here selling sex, slinging guns, setting men up, drive-by drivers in these cars. No one wants to believe that. Me as a parent of
Martin,
5
can I
children.
ask you a question?
Go ahead, my sister.
Martin, do you believe that they don't believe it, or they're just choosing to look the other way? Because just like what I was saying earlier,
it's both
with the young man that was in there. If you sitting up here, the people that's driving by is the people that live in the community. So you know your son ain't going to school. You just drove past him on the corner.
Right. Hold that thought.
You know he hanging with the wrong crowd.
Hold that thought. Hold it. Hey, caller, where you calling from?
Inglewood, south side of Chicago.
All right, now let me just say something. I tried to take your call before, but I don't know what happened. So this is what I need you to do. I need you to turn Facebook off, and I need you to take me off speakerphone, okay? Then you can come on in. I'll let you talk. I got one person talking before you.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, go ahead, my sister. You said the young people standing outside. Go ahead.
I said, is it that the parents don't want to believe it, or is that they looking the other way? Because
it's both.
What I'm coming to find out, and that's what I think it is.
It's both.
There are people who know. That's like there's this epidemic that's going on, you know, with these child molesters and these sex offenders. Martin, do you know how many of these women who know their child touched their grandkids, they go to jail, they get out, registered as a sex offender, and they mama, which is the kid's grandma, let him parole in her crib, knowing all her grandkids gonna come over here for Sunday dinner. What kind of grandmother is that? And what type of aunts and uncles and mothers and fathers that you know your brother, nephew is a sex offender, and you finna bring your kids over to your mama house?
It's called family
on
secrets.
Sunday.
It's called family secrets.
But the neighborhood know he a sex offender.
But listen, it's family secrets. You know, that's a mother eyes. A mother just looking at her child, whether he grown or not. You know, mothers, they go, you know, mothers are more emotional than fathers. You know, fathers.
Absolutely. But you don't get a pass.
Yeah. Well,
you don't get a pass because if you know that he touched your granddaughter.
Hold it, sister.
And he went, go ahead.
Hold it again. Hey, caller, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Texas.
Okay, do me a favor, Texas. Make sure your Facebook is turned all the way down or turned off, and do not have me on loud mic. I got one person talking and one in front of you. Okay, so be patient with me. All right, thank you. All right. Okay, I'm sorry. I got two more other people on the line. Hold that thought, my sister.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead. Go ahead, my brother.
You talking to me, Martin?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, I just wanted to kind of camel back off of what the sister was trying to get the brother to understand. What happens in other communities is not our business. We don't care about what happened to white people in communities because it does not affect us. When they talk about the data and statistics in their community, they don't talk about the Black community. So we don't have to talk about their community. I don't like when we have to bring every other nationality in, every other race in when it comes to our problems. We can't solve our problems.
Well, can I say something, brother?
And we can't give Black people a pass just because they look like us. Right is right. Wrong is wrong.
Let me say something, brother. Let me just say something. And I want to explain to both of you guys, all you guys on the panel. Most of the time, we base our living to white people. We compare it. That's what we do.
Yeah.
But they're not doing it in the white neighborhood. So why they doing it in the Black neighborhood? You go through the white kids, you don't see them standing outside. You don't see the white kids standing in front. Listen, we say that, brother, but what are we comparing our community to in order to rate it as being bad? So that's what I'm saying. We say that now. We say it because a lot of us are afraid to speak out against white people because we're in an interracial relationship. We got white bosses. I understand that. You know, I understand that. We're afraid to say we're trying to keep peace. But at the same time, brother, either we're going to have peace with the white people or our neighborhood are going to hell. And I'm not cussing. It's one of the two. We have to get our community together, brother. And we always comparing it to white folks. I do it. You do it. We all do it. The police,
Martin,
they don't treat it. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
The truth of the matter is white people sell more drugs than us.
Yeah.
But they just don't have more murders than us.
But listen, brother.
When you get to Cook County Jail, you don't see them.
Hold on, brother.
The law is set up where.
Let me stop you, brother.
No, the law set up for them to get away with it.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. Listen, can't nobody beat the white man killing. He got way more murders. He is just not out in the open. Medical malpractice. How many people in hospitals, just in Illinois, Chicago, have died for lack of medical care from them? just being
Bunch.
hateful.
A bunch.
It's not going to be recorded. Those numbers are not out there. You got to search far and wide. So they may not be out there doing drive-by shooting, but let me tell you this, brother. If you putting the guns in the community, if you paying black men for cars that they carjack and you selling them guns, you are just as guilty as the black person that's pulling that trigger and carjacking them cars. You just as guilty. Matter of fact, you might be as more as guilty, brother. That's all. I understand what you're saying, brother. And I'm not trying to play the victim or the blame game. But, brother, they got this. They got their hand in this, brother. And I always say, brother, guns are not made in the black community, but you can find them in the black community. Drugs aren't made in the black community, but you can find them in the black community. Somebody is playing a game on us. Somebody's playing a game on us, brother. Now, even though they're making these ghost guns, even with the ghost guns, they still got the mail up. They still got to come through the mail. They still got to buy them, even though they're similar to themselves in the black community, but they don't have the parts. Who are making the parts to these ghost guns? So, brother, it's a game. And give you another example, and I'm gonna let you talk, brother. A and B. You had 3 people that killed that young man, that older gentleman in the River Oaks Mall. Okay, now, possibly they may have 1. Now, just suppose all 3 of them get caught. Now, they snitched on each other. We just say, hypothetically speaking, why is it that they could find a person that did all that shooting, but they can't find out where they got the guns from? Or is that an issue to them? Well, we got the murders. Okay, now you got the murders. Now they turn state's evidence on each other. Now, where did they get these guns from? Now, if the guy told you, if A told you B shot him and C drove the car, now why can't that same guy that told you all the information, where did they get the guns from? That's all I'm saying, brother. It's a game that's being played on us in these communities. That's all. I'm not making no excuse for no criminals. I promise you not, brother. I just want you to see a little deeper, brother. And I don't hate white people.
You ain't got to tell me. I can tell you where the guns at.
Go ahead.
I know who the kids buying them from. They told us already.
Yeah.
We know who,
but we
got
gotta stop playing the game. And just like what you said, Martin, it's a game. The game is over when we stop playing the game. But this is the thing. We cannot expect the youth to make good decisions when they own mamas and grandmamas. Remember, I was just sitting back talking about grandma who got sex offender sons sleeping on a couch. How you gonna expect for the youth in a family like that to make good decisions when everybody sitting in here knows that they didn't have the honor with this lady? She did, grandma, he raped my sister. Well, he went and he paid his debt to society, and the Bible say forgive.
Hold on,
Come on
sister.
now.
Hold on the thought. This sister, she did call. She hung up. Hey, sister, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you talk right now, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I got emotional, and I forgot she was on the line. But I'm gonna let you talk right now. I'm gonna open it up where you can talk right now, okay? Where you calling from again?
I'm calling from Texas.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Hold up, my sister. I got a sister from Texas. She was on hold for a while. Go ahead, my Texan friend. Go ahead. Did it hang up? Oh, hold on. It must have hung up. Hold on. I've got too many people on live. Hold on. Y'all might just hold on. Did I hang up on you?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I must have got too many people on hold, but go ahead, talk, sister. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you talk.
2 things I want to say.
Yes.
One, when I lived in Chicago, I've been following you since then. I took a picture with you in Food for Less. I still got it.
All right.
Now I follow you here in Texas. That was one. My second thing is to speak on that young lady, that Shanquella.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry if I said her name wrong.
Okay.
But what I want to say is those people, the young people, her friends, if they think they got away, they can have from people. But who they cannot have from is Almighty God.
Oh.
My prayers and my heart goes to that young lady's family. But I pity those that think they got away with it, because they got to live with that every day mentally. And it's sad. It's sad. Okay, no, that's all I want to say.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, bye-bye.
Oh, yes.
Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sir. All right, ladies, I'm back. Ladies and gents, I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Because I had too many people on live. Every time I try to click over, you hung up, but I let her
Do you
talk.
want me to hang up?
No, you're good. She's gone. If somebody else call, I just want y'all just hang up. But we're good right now. Go ahead. Somebody finish talking. I'm listening.
Oh no, I was saying about the grandma thing. You know, and like what he was saying. If you said it, Martin, about the game. See, we keep playing this game, and then we expect for these kids to make these sound decisions. Just like when you always talking about the music, there is actual psychological proof. There are statistics that prove that the music has an effect on the mind. Why is a whole race of Black people still running out here talking about, no, that ain't got nothing to do with it, when the facts state that it does? So if you're a well-rounded individual and you got common sense and you've done the research and you know that this music plays a part, it shouldn't be played in your house. Now, what you do when you out there, that's fine. But when you walk up in here, you're not playing that trash music. And see, this is the things that we're not doing.
Well, the parents once again, listen to that trash
everybody's music. And you're still, so you get me. So these patterns are repeating. They're generational curses. So the reason why this game is being perpetrated against us is because we don't have enough people trying to break the generational curse and say, you know what? That didn't work. When do we try something different? Because that's one thing, we're stuck in this loop where we refuse to say, you know what? We done did this 10, 15, 20, 30 years. It's only getting worse. So why don't we turn over here and why don't we go a different route? And that's the problem. Because like the block I told you about earlier, they did something that didn't nobody else do. They became vigilantes and they fought it themselves. They didn't wait for the police. They didn't wait for the aldermen. They didn't contact the city. They did it themselves. So the proof is that if you want different results, you have to do different things. You got to tell Big Mama, look, that's your son. He's a pervert. As long as you letting him sleep on that couch, ain't nobody coming to see you. Ain't nobody going to get you groceries so you can feed the pervert. We done with you, Grandma. Okay. Because you want to coddle this grown man who raping kids in the family.
Can I ask you a question?
We got to do something different.
Can I ask you a question? What? About the pervert? Sure. I want to ask you, and I'm real serious when I ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Because a person is a sex offender, do that mean that they can't live at a certain spot? They shouldn't be housed, or we should? What I mean.
No, that doesn't mean that they shouldn't be housed. What that means is this. First of all, they have programs for these people. And see, this is another thing. The system set up where the crooks get the housing, everything. They got halfway houses for them. And do you know that all of the temp agencies hire them because they get tax breaks when you got a felon? Okay. So it's not stopping them from living their life. What I'm saying is this. And I think you said you had a doctor on the show. Is she a psychological doctor?
No.
Okay. Well, in the psych community, nobody who was a pedophile or a molester in the history of the psychological community has ever been cured or rehabilitated. Not one. So that right there's the proof. Ain't no curing it.
Okay,
ain't no
what
curing
we do then? I mean, those are human beings.
Keep them away. You keep them. You don't get you lost your humanity when you stole somebody's life.
Right. I mean, because they're human beings. I mean, just like people murder. They get 20 years. They get 20 years. They go to jail to serve their time. They may be free from jail, but not from the streets. I mean, everybody. I mean. Crimes. I'm not a sex offender.
I can't sit down with a pedophile.
Right.
It's a touchy situation.
Yes,
and I feel her.
I feel it too.
Because there are 5,917 sex offenders in Inglewood. There are 159 registered to 6555 South Perry.
I know that
and
building.
they send them to black communities when they get
building.
out.
I know that building, brother. I know that building.
There's 159. It's only 12 apartments, right? So where the rest of them people at?
Yeah.
Right.
I feel you.
They living with their family.
With all the schools and everything down the street, the park district, everything else, they get dumped in our community.
Yes, they do, brother.
Yes,
they do.
Bobby Rush said that at my niece's funeral.
Yep,
and see, that's what I'm saying. So, like what you said, Martin, you said, what do we do with them? Well, since the system in the government, because I'm a firm believer in the death penalty. If you can't be rehabilitated, you're going to do this again and again and again, or they need to give you life.
Well, we don't have the death penalty here in the city, in the Illinois, state of Illinois.
Exactly. So if we know for a fact that according to psychological experts, if there is no cure for pedophilia and rapists, why are they still walking the street? Because you got all of these people, these investors, putting this money in these privatized prisons. Now, they always looking for a reason to lock somebody up who's innocent. But they got all these guilty people that could be lifers, and they can make all the money they want, but they don't. They give them pedophiles and rapists get around 6 years per victim. You get a little 6 years, they might be out in 4 years. This is being repeated over and over and over again for the same offender. That's the proof. They want them out here on the street.
Well, I tell you one thing, that brother just gave us some statistics, and a lot of those sex offenders are white. I know, especially if you go across Cicero in these white communities in Mount Greenwood and over there in Beverly, you got a lot of sex offenders. People don't know that. We talk about in affluent communities. I'm telling you, sister.
They're there. They're everywhere.
You can go to the IDOC.
The difference is the difference is, Martin, everybody know that there's a sex offender in those neighborhoods. They ain't finna show up at the school. And if they come to church, they got to sit in a certain seat.
Yep. But we don't know how they know who they are.
No.
They don't even alert us, Martin. By law, they supposed to alert us.
Yeah.
They don't even tell us. And see, that's what I'm saying. And then what you said earlier, when you say about the grandma, when they in your family situation, what do? Well, I mean, this is the sad part.
These are questions
we got people in communities. But this is the thing. They have ways. There are communities. Okay, my friend from Ghana. Okay, because I know a lot of people who live in Africa. Because whether people want to admit it or not, Africans come here for money. They don't come here for the experience. They don't come here for the culture. They come to make money and they go home. Because the morals and values of America is solving the more. And you get to remember about what's going on in their countries and things of this nature. They handle these type of situations completely different. There is no repeated rapists running through Ghana. You know why? Because they either get life or the community take them out. So, and I come to find out too, that's another thing. They try to put this thing out there about Africans and African Americans don't like each other. No, they don't want us to like each other because there are still things going on in Africa that go all the way back to the ancient world. And these methods have worked for thousands and thousands of years. I asked her about gun violence. I said, they always showing us the Africans with the flies on their face and this, that. Do you know how many Africans have told me, we don't even know where them places at? Them the lies they tell y'all. And like, we don't know where these kids at with these flies on their face. We've never seen them.
Well, let me just say this.
And I asked them about gun violence. Oh, go ahead.
Let me say this. They got a lot going on too. They got for them to have all that wealth in their country. They ain't even benefiting from the white man benefited from their wealth.
The government is corrupt there.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, they
told me that.
Listen, that's why. Let me say, we might be Solomon and Gomorrah over here and all that, but they showing up running over here trying to get a piece of this money over here. I tell you, why would you run?
They take their money and go back home.
Yeah, but why would you run to some places so corrupt and come and make some money if y'all got heaven over where you at? You know what I'm saying? But see, I'm not mad at no African, no Nigerian, none of that, because I'm under one love. But one thing I know that we do have in common with them, we all are oppressed by the same oppressor, the white man. That I do know. Trust me. They're no better than us. Trust me. Because if they were great, they'll stay in their own country, where they're from, where they're originally born, their native land, and build and fight. Just like we do African Americans over here, we never ran and left this country at all. We stay here. We've been lynched, hung, lied on, sprayed on, red lines, even still right now today, lied to. We've been dumbed down, and we still here fighting, evolving. Now, a lot of us is off track, but you got a few of us that's woke, and we still fighting. We still alive. Listen, years ago, go ahead, my brother, go ahead.
I want to get back to that point that you said.
Go ahead. What point?
He did the shooting, he did the driving. Where the gun come from?
That's right.
I've been saying that.
That's what I'm saying.
Where's the reward? Not for the killer.
Right.
Where's the reward for where they got the gun from? That illegal gun.
Right. But see, that's what I'm saying, brother. I'm saying all these have a factor in the play in this though. See, well, we just see what's in this. It's just like take some deep water. Deep water, it looks good at the top. But if you go into the deep water, you might have currents in there that will pull you under all the way down. And from the top, you can't really see the seaweed. But if you go down to the bottom, so what I'm telling you is more than meet the eye. See, these people are lying to us. They lying to us. Our community is out of control. The sister said earlier today, it starts at home. No matter if you're a single parent or you got two parents at home. It starts at home, brother. If you want to destroy a community, you start with the family first. And that's what happened. Our communities have been destroyed because of the home. It's the home, brother. I'm not saying that you got to be married. Go ahead.
It's this behavior is taught by the parents. Exactly. The majority of the kids that I've seen in the schools, on the streets, I don't care where you find them, they mama taught them how to do that.
Or TV, or the internet, or the internet.
Ain't no more streets.
Yeah, internet. Well, let me
just
say,
in the house. It's grandmama benefiting from them selling drugs because she get a new couch.
Yeah. Well, let me say, one brother said it. I wrote it down. He said the element starts at school, home, streets, and social media right there. If they're not swept away with all of them, they swept with maybe one or two. Because trust me, young people are learning these things. They learn it from somewhere. If they didn't learn it from home, they're getting it from the streets. If they get it from street, they're getting it from school. If they get it from school, they get it from social media. I'm telling you, man, it's out here. The elements are out here, brother. The brother gave me that was so profound. I always quote it. And you're right, brother. We're lost. We're a lost generation. We have to continue to fight, educate. And the sister said we have to do for self. They took back that block. That reminds me of a block over there on 62nd and St. Lawrence. It's a brother. He took back his block. I think he owned two properties.
I know the block you're talking about.
Yeah, that block is that block.
Exactly, that block is clean.
Clean, yeah. So, hey, listen, that's what it's going to take, people. We have to fight. If we waiting on the politicians and the law enforcement to solve our problem, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. No. If we got to wait 30 minutes and we're telling you it's a man shot in the backyard and we got to wait 30 minutes for the police to get there. Come on now. Come on now. What are we going to do? And our politicians and only people they're catering to are the ones that's bankrolling them and the ones they most fear. And you know who that is. They fear white folks. So they're going to cater to them first. They're going to make sure that the white folks get catered to. They're going to make sure that. And you living in an all-black community, though. And that's some, man.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Y'all go ahead and say y'all last
what
comments.
I said about the gun.
Go ahead.
The gun violence thing. There are places where this is not happening. And the one thing that I see, and actually this goes for guns, this goes for the disrespectful youth, this goes for the drug culture where everybody popping pills and all that type of stuff. It's about your community and how they see it. Mm-hmm. And we live in a country where they pull Jedi mind tricks on us with the child psychology community, telling us that we have to be our kids' friends and, everything we do now is bullying and the government is all of your business. And we have to take that power back.
Right.
And the most effective form of controlling a society, or well, really the house, which will be the community, which spills over into society. There were two methods that worked since the beginning of time: shame and exile. They didn't need police. They didn't need government intrusion for thousands and thousands of years on planet Earth, because they had something called exile and shame, and it worked. It wasn't until these governments in the last centuries, it started taking over, that the things that we're seeing now, whereas everything is out of control. Everything is out of control because it's wrong now to look at a young lady who butt hanging out, or a young man who pants hanging out, and say, that's not appropriate, pull it up. And then if he don't pull it up, I'm not gonna deal with you, I'm not gonna talk to you, don't knock on my door, don't say nothing to me. See, if we do that, then we're wrong. No, we're not wrong. See, if you continue to deal with this and let these kids do that, they're gonna do that. But the more of us that stand up and say, no, that's not appropriate, I'm not dealing with it, I don't wanna see it, then only then will we see some change. And in these other communities, with these old world views and values, they're still doing that. And that's the reason why. Is they don't have these problems. They're not arguing with their kids to pull their pants up and telling the girl, don't show your thong and all this kind of stuff, because it's a no-no from day one inside of their homes. And we need to bring back shame and exile. So we need to get the pedophile out the house, and anybody that supports the pedophile, we don't need to deal with them. And I'm done.
Okay, brother, you got something to say? Go ahead, my brother.
I'm with her on that one.
Okay, all right.
The pedophile shouldn't even made it to jail.
Okay.
That's right.
Because there's too many of them going around here, and these little kids being taken advantage by these guys. It's not right.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about the
murderers? And I'm not just talking about. I'm not talking about the family pedophile. I'm talking about the pedophile that was doing 20 years in jail, and when the young boy come in 18, 19 on the new, he got raped. I'm talking about that pedophile too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of them out here, and you wondering why all of these grievous grace, these crimes that's going on, and the babies getting killed, and this, that, and other, and you saying these people lost their mind and don't know somebody in that family was a pedophile.
Yep.
Okay.
Somebody in that family was in that jail and raped that little boy, and now 10 years later he get out and he find your family. What you think he gonna do? So institutional pedophilia got to be addressed too, because a lot of them getting out here traumatized about that. They ain't gonna talk about it, but they sure gonna get out here and let you know that something happened in there, and you finna pay for it. So grandmama better be real careful letting them in her house, because now when they find out who your family is and you done something to them in that institution, now you put your family at risk.
Yep.
Okay. All right, people. As the preacher say, have all hearts and all minds clear. And I'm done. All right, that's it. Nobody else.
Right. Nice talking to you, Martin.
Okay, likewise. Listen, I thank y'all so much.
Keep up the good work.
I want y'all to have a nice Thanksgiving, you know.
Yes, everybody, please be safe over the holidays.
Chicken, turkeys,
Listen.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes.
All right, B, that's me being a little human. I appreciate y'all. Enjoy the turkey. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is live, uncut, unedited. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube page, Martin G. Johnson, just the same as it is on Facebook, make sure you subscribe to that page, because I might be on YouTube and not be on Facebook, and I might be on Facebook and not on YouTube. So you can't miss me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the calls, the comments, and everything. I want to thank all my out-of-towners, out-of-state that represented here today. Thank you so much. Keep calling. Make sure you share my video. Tell someone about this live broadcast, that this is live, uncut, unedited. We're not just about chasing crime. We against injustice. We're about protests. We're about all different things that happen in this country and to our people. Bless y'all. Peace out. Live, uncut.